bitch.
And now, welcome. It's time for Friday Night Marketing. We're gonna rock. We're gonna roll. Rock and roll. Get real and bold. Come on, join the show now. It's about to unfold. Get raw, get real, get results now. We're the latest steel, making waves loud. On this stage, we ignite. Every Friday night, brand new fight. Get results now. We're the latest steel, making waves loud. On this stage, we ignite. Every Friday night, brand new fight. In the spotlight, feel the fever. Every pitch and quest. Dreams are big, get bigger tonight. Push the limits, reach new heights. So grab your seat, don't blink an eye. 'Cause Friday night we'll touch the sky. And now, welcome. It's time for Friday Night Marketing Raw.
Good evening. Welcome to Friday Night Marketing Raw. It's good to be here on a Friday night live on the YouTube. Katanga Tom Clark, good to see you. And yes, here we are. It's Friday again. What's happening? Good to see so many people on right from the get-go today. Hi, Kurt.
What's going on? Hope everyone's had, doing well. Better than I deserve. Getting better every day.
As always, we were just saying before we went live, we were having a chat about, and we were talking about the fact that Dan and Richie just had a launch on Zoo, and that getting product of the day on JV Zoo actually seems to mean something. You actually get sales from it, which is more than you do over on Warrior Plus, that's for sure.
We lucked out there really. Well, I mean, our product was kick-ass clearly, and that was thanks to Dan. The mastermind behind it. He worked his butt off for about 6 weeks, 12 to 18 hours a day, 6 days a week, I'd say.
The hardest sell on that product is it was too cheap.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, when you're telling people you're going to get all of this, and they're going, what, for that little money, they start to get. It's funny, isn't it? I had to really sell the fact that these guys have underpriced the fuck out of this.
And that's really interesting because we got, I was saying about this, the deal of the day, product of the day. Sorry, we got product of the day after the launch ended when it was $27. That's when you did the sale.
It closed, so, and then we got awarded product of the day, and we got a bunch of sales afterwards, which was
it was funny. A big chunk at 27.
Yeah, it was funny because the launch ended, and then we didn't get any sales the day after, and then all of a sudden, Dan said, "Oh, I've got a couple of sales in here at the $27 price point," and we looked. It's like, holy shit, we're product.
I just saw a few sales popping off, and I was like, "What's going on? This isn't just residual affiliate traffic, And that's what it was. So no, it was good. It was a great launch, and I looking today, I don't know if you've seen the latest Warrior Plus drama. I've just
no. What's the latest drama? Do tell,
man.
So there's people complaining about PayPal that there's a limit on the number of. I mean, it's because they keep obviously selling shitty products and the PayPal's getting lost, but they can't add any more PayPal accounts to it. And somebody posted about this. I think it took about 9 hours to get a response from Mike Lands. 50 comments later, And I just sent it over to Rich. And I was just like, you know what? We're so lucky that we decided to move it. Yes, it's a little bit harder sometimes to recruit people because it's not our affiliate base mainly. Mm-hmm. Most of them are on Warrior. And that was tricky. But I do think over time, people are going to be coming more and more over to. If Zoo get it right, there's definitely an opening here.
I told Simon Harris that. I mean, if you they've clearly been cleaning up their act and all of that stuff. But if they could have a more intuitive, logical system, I'm not saying Warrior Plus is, but it's better. It's just, it's still shit. I think they got to start looking at what companies like Gumroad and things like that are doing. Look at some players outside of just the IM bubble. Gumroad have just made some massive announcements. They are now going to be merchant on record.
I saw that. That's huge.
And there's so many more good things. And also what that will do is it will shake all the shit off Gumroad. It'll get rid of the crap because Gumroad won't be able to process the crap.
Yeah.
Admittedly, they get away with charging a bit more in fee by 50 cents, I think it is, because it's now 10%. With a merchant on record, it's 10% plus 50 cents.
Right.
Right. And if they sell it through their Discovery network, they automatically get 30%, but that includes the 10%.
Yeah.
And
right. So they're getting like a 20% affiliate fee, basically, if they've sent the traffic.
Right.
Right. So, because they do have a Discovery. They have all the products listed in a search area, a marketplace.
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You guys know more than me about that, but what's the traffic like from that? Do you get sales from the Discovery stuff?
Yes, but like everything else, and I always say this to anyone, pick any platform, Etsy, right? If you're going to sell on Etsy, yes, you will get traffic from Etsy once you've proved your product sell.
Yeah.
So the real trick there, with Gumroad as well, is to start selling it and build your own audience first. When they see that every 100 visitors you're converting at 30% or whatever, and you've marked it for Discovery, you'll start getting bumped a lot more. And now what happens now with some of my products is even before I've made 2 sales, it's brand new, Gumroad will still spotlight me because of my track record on my previous products. But if you set up a brand new Gumroad account today and put a load of stuff in there and spotlight it all and don't do any other promo, no, you won't sell a single one. So there is traffic, but like all these platforms, they give it to the people they know it will convert with. Yeah. So they watch your conversions first. And I think that's the same with anything. Etsy and all of those are exactly the same.
They've all got algorithms, haven't they, that decide who gets what spot, and you've got to earn it. Well, fair enough.
I'll tell you something else interesting about a piece of software that we've decided to use. So we went with Wistia for our high ticket webinar promotion on the back end, and obviously this time of year, it was. But this time of year, it's tough. It's always tough this time of year. Usually, I've been doing high ticket. I'm in my 12th year. It was 11 years ago this month that I started in 2013, and so going into my 12th year, but 11 years, right? And every year around the 10th or the 12th, around this time of December, that's it, we're closed until like the 2nd of January. That's usually how it goes, right? So Dan and I, it was always going to be, you know, a little bit kind of glitchy, a bit of a big risk, but we needed to select a date, and it was the date that we come up with. Anyway, so what we did a you know a webinar or two, and what we found was that Wistia actually send like on the when you do the webinar and stuff, we didn't send a replay, but Wistia did, and just to anyone that was on it or anyone that was on the list but didn't turn up, and lo and behold, got a sale out of it.
Nice.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so we
bad
started this because obviously, yeah, we were looking at it, weren't we? And we were like, so,
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Harsh
presumably had
reality,
you sent
I
it,
sign
you
up
might
for
have got the
webinars
same sale.
all- Yeah, true. I sign up for
Yeah,
webinars all the time. I don't always get to attend them. You know,
Yeah,
I probably attend 1 in 5.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
sign
We even
up
had
for.
people saying, "Is this recorded?" No. So stay to the end, you know, in the hope
That's always the same.
Hello.
But we
Yeah.
we were we were previously using Zoom, and one of the things is that obviously people who are not Zoom users, which is a lot of people now, but not
A
everybody,
lot of people, yeah.
they've got to download the software. So it's another pain point, right? The same with GoToWebinar, you know, you've got to have the software, right?
Yeah.
And so quite often, if I sign up for a webinar that I'm 20% interested in, and they tell me I've got to download something, I just go, oh, bugger, it can't be asked, right? So we removed that by, and when Wistia started doing this, we actually jumped on a call with their sales team because there was a few things that we didn't like that we needed to kind of fix. Like we didn't want there to be, you know, everyone able to see how many people are on live, right? We like to make it look like I'm preaching to 500, not to 50, right?
Yeah, cool.
Of course you do.
So all of those things, but that was all tightened up. And what's really interesting with them is that actually they give you a complete afterwards. You see the video and you can see every single person that was on there tracked, what points they dropped off,
when they left.
points they weren't paying attention, i.e. they were in a different window but still
They
listening to
lost
you.
focus, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
was
what
great.
it does at the end of it all is it says, okay, well, these people registered but didn't turn up, so I'll send them a replay. They might want to see this. And that's where that sale come out of there. Just, you know, obviously we've been through our process and we had our apps and stuff as normal, but this was just an extra one that came in on the back of that. So we've been pleasantly surprised so far.
Yeah, because I had an app come in. I said, Dan, did you send out a replay? He went, no. I said, I've had an app come in. Have a look at it. You went, oh, God, that's Wistia. I was like, holy shit, pitched it today. Bang, done.
Nice.
Oh, wow. And that was like this is 2 45-minute calls with their Wistia rep, who was, might I say, a very attractive young blonde girl.
I was wondering where you were going then with that. I was like, we're on YouTube.
She was really pretty, and didn't mind hanging about on that call for as long as I could. I had a call with Steve the other day, 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go.
Dan stayed on with him for 3 hours apparently, but
It wasn't that long, but yeah.
2.
oh, was it? 2
Yeah.
hours, all right. But yeah, she was very pretty, and she so I said, is this like normal? Because we don't pay a huge amount for it, you know. We're kind of loads of mid-ticket clients for her, and she
Not
gave us
cheap either, just to be clear. Wistia is not a cheap
No, it's not.
option.
It's not. Never
it's
has
not. It's not.
No, It's not cheap for
forgive me.
videos either.
But she gave us 2 calls, 2 45-minute calls, and answered any questions that we had, and really discussed our needs in terms of what we were looking to get out of it. And she's like, and any questions she couldn't answer, she went off to her, you know, bosses and fed back to us and stuff, and just wondering kind of like.
And they're
like,
still
you wouldn't get
making
that.
changes. Like I think if they play it right with what we've seen and what we're kind of feeding back and stuff. And they need to change a little bit, I think, as well in the pricing, because the pricing is a little bit frustrating for me what they do. Because, like Wistia, you can do whatever you want on any level, but once you pass your permitted level, you know, you've got the dollar bills that roll on fast for your next invoice. And so, what I don't love is that we do these webinars, and I never want to rush them, right? But I always try and do them about an hour, give or take, right? And so we did this one, And you're only allowed on the plan we're on. You're only given an hour per webinar.
Because it's $1 per minute.
$1 a minute after that.
So
once you
Dan
go
wraps
over
up.
subscriber numbers,
He wraps
you
up
get
at 57 minutes.
Yeah, X number of subscribers. It's $1 per subscriber, right?
Per subscriber.
Yeah.
A subscriber. That's wow.
Yeah.
So,
That's a lot.
so I was like,
if you've got 400 people on that webinar and you go over by 20 minutes, you're screwed.
Well, yeah, I think they just bumped you up to the next tier. Surely to God, not going to invoice me for a grand whatever I owe. But
that's not what you said.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I mean,
what they are going to do. They are going to invoice you for another grand.
I'm pretty sure a conversation of do you want to keep my
Yeah.
business for the next year or not will get that put to bed pretty quick.
It's like-
Because
The next tier though is only 2 hours.
yeah, but I think see, I would rather have like I think 2 hours on a base tier, like we're not on base tier, but 2 hours on that tier would be fine. But I think 1 hour is very short. I don't know.
It is.
I reckon you need 90 minutes for a good Webby, and
would be a good
that
compromise.
is 10 minutes of hello, how are you? Let people get settled, just have a bit of banter and whatever. Then your presentation, then Q&A for 20 minutes or so.
And then
That's
you
an hour
pitch.
and a half.
Yeah.
It depends. It depends what you're doing. I've seen Andy actually do a really good webinar for 90 minutes, but he was selling it on the webinar. I can't remember if it was 497 or 997 offer, and that worked really, really well. And the value stack, it's like our webinar, Dan, but you get to the pitch and it's just a value stack for a good 30, 20, 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, ours is literally we just want the application and get out of the way, isn't it? We want
Yeah.
fill in the application form
it's
and
different.
talk about the rest.
Yeah, it's very different. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good. I would recommend it to people if you're watching this and you're not sure. Give them. I mean, or you know what, sit tight for 3 to 6 months. By the time they fix all the little things that aren't quite right, and I think it could be a very, very good. But it was crispy smooth, and people, customers, they can watch it on their phone, on their desktop, wherever. It's just a web address branded to your business. And
there were little bugs in there though.
I've just looked at the pricing. It's pretty good compared to what else is on the market.
Like if you look at GoToWebinar, for example, which is expensive, or
but not very good.
There are a few things around that will do it, but actually, for what you're getting with Wistia, actually, that's not a bad.
Zoom for us
sucked.
For our customer base, it just sucked. People just couldn't get on it without downloading it. So then we wanted like there's a link, click on it, and you're on. That's what we wanted. Whereas there were people that were like and our show rate was much higher that way.
Yeah.
So
and the engagement rate. I mean, that's obviously not necessarily all Wistia. That might be down to me as well, I guess. But they stay. Just to throw that in. But they seem to stay on and stay connected. Much better.
They're quite big jumps, aren't they, at Wistia? It's like starting out free plan, then plus is 19 a month. Pro is 79, which is the next level. So it's
and that's yearly pricing. If you flip that to monthly, it's $99 a month.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So it's $100, and then after that, I think you go to 300. I believe
400. Yeah, 399.
399
on advanced.
Yeah, so that is your big jump, and that's one of the things that we're feeding back at the minute is, for the love of God, create a medium tier, because basically it's very little.
Yeah.
Or the whole farm. Well, we want kind of, a couple of pig pens and a few animals.
It's almost as if there should be another tier in and the pro should be the kind of the 2 hour. The pro should be what advanced is, but at a lower cost, and then plus should be what pro is, and so on. And so forth. And then you've got like a starter tier in the middle there.
They were really good, but the other thing that was slightly annoying was so Dan would have 2 screens open, but him as the host and me as the panelist, I couldn't see how many people are on, when did they leave, like what do we need to do? I'm fending off questions, all that kind of stuff, right? But I've got
you need a sort of moderator place rather than
a moderator place rather than a panelist. And so if someone types in a question, I've got the opportunity to make it public or not, or answer it or not.
And that's a great feature. Someone starts putting stupid stuff, if
you got a troll in there, it's great, right? But at the same time, Dan can't see it because he's presenting. So it was a little awkward. I also can't see how many people are in. Only he can. So I kept messaging him on Slack where he's looking at the screen.
How many people?
How many people are on? And he's like, "Leave me alone." I'm
talking over here, and I got Rich on the other screen.
So that was quite fun. And then I was like, "Dude, 3 minutes to go. Ah, let me pitch." So I don't want to get charged. So that was hilarious.
That's
but
just
he
me
knows
being
the
tight,
pitch.
but
Yeah. He
I
knows the pitch
suppose
in
the
45
way
minutes
to do
and 15
that,
minutes of questions and stuff, and then
the way to help solve that would be
log off, you're gonna get charged. You know, it's funny. Yeah.
I suppose the way to help solve that would be to record parts of the webinar so that you're not sat there presenting all the time.
We've done 3, I think. 3, 4. I don't know.
That's what. But you get to do that eventually. Remember, Richie and I used to do. We used to run a webinar 2 or 3 times live.
I told Dan this story, but go ahead.
And we would take the best take, which I'm not kidding, 90% of the time was the second take. The first take was right, the second one you put right, and the third one you didn't make any better, you made it worse. Yeah. So it was normally the second take, and then we put that on a replay. The best thing ever, though, it wasn't just a replay. We'd come on live, and then we'd say, right, I'm now going to share my screen and start taking you through this. I won't be watching the chat while I'm presenting, because it's a fucking video. And then I'd hit play, and the video would kick in. The best thing ever, though, was we'd done this webbing several months ago. And we went, let's use that one. It's a good webby. We'll put that out. It was 6 months old, but that's fine. No one's going to remember it. We'll use that in this one. And during that webinar, I had said, oh, there's somebody in this room that's of a certain age or something. Fuck me. On the second on the replay, I'm in there saying that, and the same bloke pipes up, and it looks like I'm answering him live. It's not. It was the same guy from the.
It was the same dude. He's talking about me again. Like, oh no.
So they really thought it was live, but it fucking wasn't.
It worked really well. What Andy did, he said, "I'm just what I'm going to do. Just go off camera. I'm just going to grab a coffee quickly. Oh, there it is. Off camera, play." And hit play, and then all we had to do was field off, questions in the webinar. But it worked really, really well.
Rich and I'd be sat back chatting on a chat thing and
what's
watching the
kind of
chat for questions, and that's when we lost it. When that bloke went, I make tea or something, and we're fucking hell, exactly the same point in the webinar as well. Couldn't be better.
At least he hadn't had a birthday.
That's true. That's true.
That was great.
So anyway, that was a long old story about Wistia. But if they're looking for a tool, I would probably give it 3 to 6 months, and then maybe give them a go. Because
Kurt did a webby on this using StreamYard.
StreamYard's pricing now has gone completely to
I know
shit.
We'll be dumping it. We're running with StreamYard.
Ours right now, we're paying like $48 a month now. It's going to go up to $65. For what we have at this very moment.
A lot of the influencers
as I thought, you see.
Yeah.
Speaking of, have you seen what Twitch are doing there?
No.
Losing
Twitch
money?
Have got this whole stream together thing where you can log into your Twitch accounts and join with a camera and with your microphone, just like we're doing here. Not quite the same as this, because they kind of expect you to use a software like OBS to take the browser source and then stream that to your thing. But that's not difficult to do. But they will do a layout like this, so you could do the bulk of your stuff in OBS. I like doing that. I've made a whole course about doing that. You could do the bulk of the stuff in the OBS and then let Twitch do that, and that's free. And yet it uses Twitch's servers to do all of that. The idea is you're going to go live on Twitch. But I know a lot of people who are doing it, and they aren't going live on Twitch. They're just recording the output because the output is better than if they try to do it on actually on something like this sometimes.
Well, this will do evergreen. This will do live up to 1,000 people watching at one time. On the advanced, that's what they're calling it now, is advanced version. I was just looking at the plans. It's $65.66 a month. So
and what are you guys going to go to for this? Have you you made a decision of what you're changing to? No, not yet.
No, but we have one stream accounts because we got lifetime deals on them, and they've done a lot of changes. And then there was another thing we looked at as well, but we haven't got to worry until I think it's June, isn't it, Kurt? It's halfway through the year.
July.
So we've gone, you know what? We ain't going to worry about it for now. And just as well, because StreamYard have changed that, what their new pricing is going to be about 3 times in the last 6-7 months. So let's face it, we're not going to know until right near the time. So we're going to hit sort of June time, look at it then, see what pricing they're saying. If it's ludicrous, they can fuck off. If it's not,
there are so many alternatives now to it. It's just a case of shopping around a bit.
But that company, what are the Italian company, Bending Spoons are they called, something like that. They've swallowed up a few software products and really high. I mean, they're known for getting rid of the one times and jacking up the price. They did it to Evernote, was it called?
Yes.
They did the same to that. And the pricing now is more corporate.
Yeah, it's about $7 a month for the most basic paid account.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're known for doing it. But
it's a good business model, isn't it? Buy something that's proven. You've got a whole lot of customers really rely on it, and then you go, we're putting the prices up.
Yep.
You know, if you don't hike it too much, people are just going to go, I can't be bothered, I'll pay it. I'll just stick with it because I'm using it. I know it. That was what we did last year on StreamYard. But whether we will this year or not, because now the increase is a little bit more significant.
Right.
I don't know. But, you know, we'll make that judgment call in June when we hit there. So we've got 6 months. Hello.
Say
hello.
Hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello, Andy.
Hello.
I'm just an American guy. Don't mind me.
Say hello, Kurt. Say hello, Kurt.
Our token American.
That's it. That's it.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, we do have to answer a very important question real quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, do we? Well,
Has George Wigan given David Kirby his money back yet?
no.
And good news, folks. Oh, it's not. Of course he fucking hasn't.
Has George Wigan given David Kirby his money back yet?
But we will ask the question again next week, right before Christmas. We'll find out.
Good. The earphones are off of her. No, the cunt still has them.
I made sure that before I said, of course he hasn't. I made sure Richie had his earphones back on.
Believe me, she hears it all day long, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But she can't hear you. No.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah. Pete used to say, oh, the kids hear worse at school. I thought, yeah, they do, because they hear it from mine.
I lent my neighbour my car, and my neighbour has a kid the same age as Lexi. He's 10, and I've got an automatic. I've got an automatic people carrier, and she didn't put it between neutral and automatic. It's like a stick on the Citroen Picasso 7-seater, and she started swearing, going "F this and F that." And this little kid Maya said to her mum, I wonder if this car is why Richie swears so much. Because I was swearing. Oh no! Really? That's really bad feedback, isn't it? As a parent. And I went, oh fuck no. Oh, so, yeah. There we go. Yeah. Eva's,
what have you, Mr. Mello? What have you been working
Not a
on?
lot. I've basically stopped for Christmas now. I had a good chat. I had a good chat with Dan and Richie yesterday evening, about nearly evening. I didn't even know what time yesterday. Did my tax return yesterday, so my brain was falling out of my ears. Yeah.
It was like 3 days
doesn't
ago.
Doesn't feel like it, does it? It really does feel like it was ages ago. So yeah, we hopefully might be doing something in the new year. Watch this space.
Nice.
And yeah, that's it. I've got some photos to edit for the Alice in Wonderland shoot I did the other week, and went to Bolton on the Water this week. Took a picture. Which is
I think
what I do when I go.
I think everyone next week is the last week, really, isn't it? That's when the scores break
I
up.
think it
Lexi's.
is. I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm running one more
now in this game. Like you said earlier, Richie, it just gets people aren't spending money on this.
They're not interested.
There is still money to be had, but it's not.
I tell you when's a good time to do it, because
Boxing Day.
I used to do it when we were doing Chris. Yeah, that week in between Boxing Day and New Year's is brilliant.
Yeah,
everyone's got Christmas money they got given, burning a hole in that pocket.
Not for webinars.
No one's got anything to do.
High ticket, but for little offers,
no, but
I'd say small to mid ticket is really good.
Yeah.
Everyone's off. They got no work. They're not, they're not preoccupied. Christmas is done,
and they're probably sick of spending time with the in-laws. So they'll probably be great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A little bit of
Mate, I will be there for 4 nights. I will not be paying attention. I'll be on my phone. Yeah,
And then everyone will have a shit January again, although that's often because nobody releases anything. And then it's February, and we start all over again.
Well, we're kind of hoping our January is going to be pretty good. As soon as it gets round to kind of New Year's resolutions, we're ready to go with a whole new load of stuff. We want to jump on high ticket. We're hoping January is good, but our next launch is until February because, again, when we were looking at it, like January, there's a couple of things happening, but trying to get affiliates in like the first couple of weeks of January to check things out.
Can't do it.
They can't do it. They're not there. They're not interested. They're still on vacation.
It takes me 2 weeks to get into the new year before I'm up wanting to do much anyway. I don't rush back.
Yeah, it's also too soon. I mean, our last launch was December 5th. You can't do on January 5th. It's just it's a wee bit too. You can, but you can.
6 to 8 weeks is what we're trying to do. 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
There is a sort of there's the lag between you've made a product now and you've launched it, and now you have to come up with something else as well. Because nobody's 100% ready to go with something else as soon as they finish a launch. They need some time.
No,
I've sort of fallen into that. I've been doing stuff. I've made videos and things, but I haven't got another product to go anyway. Otherwise, I'd be launching this month. But just not going to happen.
I find that it usually takes me about a week, actually, not of hard work. Let me be just a week of thinking through what I'm going to actually do for a product. And once I've got an idea, then it's pretty quick for things to start coming together. But it's just, when you're in that stage and it's like, oh, I could do that. Oh, maybe we do this. Or maybe we do it this way. And that's what takes the time, And people, I mean, you look at we're on name drop because we are still live. But the people who launch every 3 to 4 weeks, I don't know how the hell they come up with all these ideas and that quick and,
Well, I think when you look at their products, it's fairly...
Reskin, resell, no?
Yeah. I've been very lucky in that what I've been doing has been mostly sort of, a new video's come out on YouTube and it shows you how to do this. And so let's turn that into a course and find some other bits to tack onto it to sort of bolt on that's going to make it a bit more interesting. What can I give to people? And I've been lucky enough that there's been some stuff around every month for the past few months. There hasn't been this last month because the stuff I've been finding is all on AI coding, and that is not something that you could sell to an IM audience. It just no one's that interested in it unless you do something like Andy did. But it has to be so simple to use for people, and most of these things aren't.
I've been trying to look at all of these platforms with a view to how can I teach you so that anyone who doesn't know how to do this can do it. And the truth is, I haven't found one yet, other than the Make Real thing, that is really practical for someone that has not got a clue. Because you'll get something done, and then it will go wrong. And the only reason I'm able to put it right, because the AI can't, is because I know enough about coding to go in and go, well, that's clearly wrong, and that's wrong.
You don't need to know a lot, but you need to know.
You don't need to know a lot, but you need to know some still.
Yeah,
and.
I know that is going to be a nightmare on support, isn't it? Because all of them are going to say this is this and this, and I don't understand that, and you're going, oh god, no.
Yeah.
No,
which is why I did a simple product on Warrior Plus about the Make Real thing. Simple, really simple apps. That's what it's for. And there's not a lot to go wrong. It works or it doesn't. And so.
I might do something about how to make web pages easily, sales pages and things easily, and then host them for free. because I think people might like something like that. There's
people like anything where they're told they can do it for free. Never mind that they have to buy your product for $20 to learn how, but they'll do that
to a certain extent. Yes, yeah. But there's ideas that I wanted to do with the whole bonus builder thing, which I've got prompts written for, I've got bits of scripts written for, but the final bit, which is the bit which would tie it all together, would be to get a good design at the end of it, and it is just not feasible at the moment. It's very nearly there. There's a few programs that you can pay for that would do it, but there's nothing there that you can do it, completely easily and effortlessly.
But you're wanting to put this together as like a SaaS that you're going to sell that they just log in and use? Or
No, this was going to be one of those toolbox products.
Right.
I'll give you the prompts to use to make the bonus, and then you put it into this tool here, and it makes it look nice. That's what I wanted to do, because I think it's a big problem that people get. Really, what I was thinking of is how many times are you as a potential affiliate up against somebody else who has what looks like hundreds of dollars worth of bonuses, and you can't compete with that because you've not got hundreds of dollars worth of bonuses.
Well, I'll tell you something. People are not as daft as people would like them to believe, because as you know, I did a lot of this launch jacking stuff for years, and I went through the phase of having 3 or 4 custom bonuses. Then I saw every Tom, Dick, and Harry having $100,000 of real world value BS.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, Jesus. So let me add in some PLR, let me add in and all this.
But yeah, sure,
I went back, because when I did all that, people just go, oh, well, this is clearly bullshit. Clearly, I'm not going to spend $10 and he's going to give me 100 grand's worth of value. Obviously
exactly.
Not. So I got rid of it. So I wouldn't worry about the whole number of people and what they say the value is, because
whilst that is true, and I don't use bonuses at all and never have done and don't want to, the fact is that there are some people out there who will see other people using a lot of bonuses and will want to compete.
Yeah.
And so I can give them a solution. And that's what my job is as a product creator, is to give people a solution.
Always makes me laugh.
Give them a training that shows them how to do it properly. I mean, one of them.
£1 million real world value. And you're like, is it really? We'll prove it then. If it wasn't there a chap you have successfully sold that collection of shite for £1 million for.
Wasn't there a chap, and I don't want to name him or call him out or anything, Andy, but he had real world value, and the funnel was outrageous. It was 6 upsells and 7 downsells.
Probably.
Oh, I've seen worse. I've seen them into double figures of upsells. It's ludicrous.
It's the chap that texts you every day, 6 times a day, Dan.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah, that's that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still going on, but obviously coming back into the launch. It's the launch scene. It's outrageous.
All I'll say is you might call it BJ, but rather than the J, maybe it would be a D. You've got to get that. Come on, it's not that cryptic.
It sounds like a dilly bar to me.
Yeah, my high school was Bishop Douglas. Capital B, capital D. That was the name of my secondary school in Finchley, 1993 to 1995. There we go.
Did you get a BS at BD?
No, but he got a BJ off.
Look where I ended up.
If you went to BD, you probably had BS fed to you.
I've never actually gone directly to BD, but I've received a BJ from a BD on the OF.
Go directly to BD. What? Do not pass go. Do not collect £200.
The FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me be.
You got the OPP? Yeah, you know me. That's age. Shut up, kitty. Shut up.
Wow. What were we saying before we got onto that whole acronym fucking game? Where were we?
I don't know. Ask Richie. He's the one that started it.
Just constant
Done
launching. Anyway,
webinars.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yes,
think it does
constant
take a little
launching,
while to get something, kind of put together. And if anything, I think I'm sort of thinking maybe on the last couple of launches that we've done, have overdone the amount of content we want to give away at that price. So we might.
Andy's been a big nice critique of that, but yeah, only Andy.
I've got to say it's a thing that took me 2 years, 3 years to learn.
Right.
Not to give away too much in one product. Because most of mine, they've got a lot of stuff in it, and these new ones haven't, and yet they sell just as well.
Yeah,
interesting, isn't it?
Most of the products I'm putting out now, the ones that are at what you call front end, sort of $10 to $20 products, they're like a 20-minute video and maybe a resource file. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
I was thinking about
doing that is that if I want to sell people, if people want to get in and I want them to buy my upsells, I realized that a lot of the problem was if I delivered 4 hours of content on the front end,
they're spending all their time going through that first.
They're not going to come back and buy it because they're never going to get through the 4 hours of content.
I'll be honest, I have
if I
had
deliver them 15 minutes that they can watch in one hit, and then there's a button down below, now upgrade, you get far more click-throughs.
I have had that feedback on when pitching our high ticket offer, and it said, but you could argue that no one logs in, right? Let's face facts. If it's a 20-minute one, if it's one 20-minute video, or what we do is pack it full of hours of content. Let's say 4 hours and there's 30 videos in there roughly, right, or 20, right? Has anyone gone through video 1? No. Maybe a couple of people have. You're still going to find the same problem. Do they find it overwhelming? Yeah. Would they find a 2-hour video overwhelming as well? So, on that side of things, I'm not 100% sure. But on the other side, they do find it. Oh, this is too resourceful. Maybe I'll hold back before I look at anything else. There is danger of that because
there is the other idol of that of bloody hell. If this is what he gives me for $10, what the hell do I get for $5,000?
I agree.
I
agree.
That's true. That's true.
The other side of that, and there's probably a balance that needs to be done. But that's what I always sort of thinking. Like, if I buy something that costs me $10, I go, bloody hell, this is.
And the answer to that, Dan, is worth 10. Like in terms of how we mapped that out and stretched that out. But maybe
I think maybe that the answer is to do what is essentially one big course with lots of little takeaways from it. So you could give your first little takeaway as your $10 thing, and then have upsells along the way that then give you more information as you get the different upsells. Yeah. So in the end, they might have spent a couple of $100 with you, but they've got all of this stuff. And then they're still thinking, well, actually, each one of these things didn't cost very much money. I've got a lot of value from it. So again, what am I going to get with $5,000?
And again, that's what I was saying the other week, right? About where I was saying, like, one of the things that we just love now about JV Zoo, other than the new checkouts, which are awesome, is that true one-click upsell. They literally press one button, and they've bought the product. That is just, there's no need to re-enter card details. They don't need to enter their name in again. It's not even like two-step. It is, you literally have to put on your sales page, if you click this button, you agree to buy X. Upgrade now. And they click it, boom, charge the card, move them through to the next step.
Yeah, I remember Andy was an affiliate for us on that, and I did remember seeing a couple of bump. His list bought a couple of bump offers, and I remember thinking, I wonder what Andy thought of that. What do you think of that?
Don't know. What was your bump offer?
So the OTO one,
you hadn't gone through it.
I know. I looked at the front end. That's all I base it on. When I've got to do.
Really? You don't go through. Okay, all right.
So I look at the upsells, but I don't remember what they all are. I look at so many pissing launches, but I largely going on the strength of the front end because that's what the majority everyone buys.
Because if they don't go through if they don't get through the first copy, they're not going to go through anything else. Of course. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny because seeing some of these. One sec. We'll see some of these marketers like that came on. There was quite a difference of who was kind of converting on the upsells and who wasn't, right? And if you look at it from kind of the average order value, the number one was JVZoo. And I think that a part of that is that people are used to seeing higher priced offers on JVZoo. They're not the Warrior Plus buyers that are used to the $7, that are used to the $10, you know? But so our first offer, which we changed actually from last time, I think based on Kurt's feedback, because last time we did it at $97 OTO1, you went too expensive. So I dropped
too much of a jump from $10 to 97.
So we pulled it back to 47, which was still enough of a jump for me to feel like, because of what I wanted to give away on OTO1, which was like everything done for them, right? So I didn't want it to be just a $27 thing because it's worth way more than that, right?
Right.
So 47 was what we went on, and it converted so much better than what it did last time. Last time obviously we were also pissing against the wall with payments, but $97 than what we did. So yeah, definitely that worked for us. Sort of, you know, $12. Right now it's at 27, 47, and then we did 97, 67, and 197. And I'm probably going to change those prices a little bit on the next one. It's that $97, which just seems like a little bit of an outlier. It's like 47, 97, and then quite often they didn't buy the 97, but they did buy the 67. You know, so I
think you can go from 47 to 97 and then 197. In fact, I've done that before, and that seems to be okay as long as you're getting the value, the right value proposition, essentially. But yeah, as long as you've got that, I think you can. That's a fairly good stack.
It's quite standard, isn't it? I mean, it's quite normal.
It is. Yeah.
I remember. Do you remember? There was a launch once that gave out 69% commissions to affiliates, and every price was $69. 69, 69, 69. The funnel, and 69% for affiliates. Obviously, it was all a play on. You know,
no, but somebody needs to do that again, surely.
I was thinking about this the other night. I was like, I remember that launch, but I also remember. I'll tell you who it was. It was Andy Fletcher.
Oh yeah,
it was Andy Fletcher, and I think it was on his quiz software that went with Quizitry or whatever.
Oh, Quizitry. That was a good bit of software. I've still got access to it.
I believe that's what he did it on. And I just remember it was like 69% commissions for affiliates, $69 front end, $69 OTO1, and 69. You know, it was 69, 69, 69. But I do remember afterwards he did a video, and he was saying that, like, was it fun? Yes, but did I make more sales than I would have done if I'd just given away 50% to the affiliates? No, I just gave away 19% commission more than I should have. Right, that was his takeaway. Exactly. But it's a fun thing, isn't it? You know, it's something a bit different.
But and that's the key, though, isn't it? It's memorable.
It was about 6 years ago. This came,
and it's the sort of thing that when it's going on, other people talk about. Oh, we've seen Andy's view, Lord. It's 69, 69, 69, 69, and it's just that talking point of it. And then people go, well, I'll go and have a look. Oh, I'll promote.
Yeah, just something a bit different, isn't it, in the industry, you know? But, anyway.
As you said, a pattern interrupt tends to work really well. I think it does.
Absolutely.
Are any of you thinking of going to Spain for the? I mean, maybe not Kurt, but Spain for the JVZoo meetup in
Seville.
Seville.
You're not really a big JVZoo.
It's not even that. No, it's nothing to do with Zoo.
I'm not a big traveler,
don't do events. To be honest. Right. I just don't bother with events. I've been to some. If I'm booked to speak, I've hosted one. If I'm booked to speak and they're paying me, I'll show up. But I don't pay to go to any event. Never have done. Never.
Well, it's free. You don't have to pay.
Yeah, but you still got to travel and all that.
Oh yeah.
But if I get booked to speak at an event, then they're paying for my flights and my hotel and everything else. So
you've got to understand, Dan. I've known Andy since 2015, and even then she didn't need to go to those events. Never needed an affiliate ever.
One of my things is
I have done the odd event,
people.
So why would I want to spend time with them? I hate people.
And on top of that, at most events, people get absolutely.
I'm a landscape photographer. I go out and take photos in the middle of nowhere just to avoid them. I mean,
I remember Brett asking Andy, "How do you make any money if you don't launch?" Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And Mike from Maine. Yeah.
I was going because I don't need to launch. I
Yes,
do
you don't need to.
occasionally, but that isn't my bread and butter. That's not. I just built a customer base and I work from that. And then I do launches to bring new blood in. That's the only reason I'm doing it. That my Warrior Plus launches are not about making money.
That's a lead gen.
It's lead gen that I get paid to do.
Yeah.
I see Mike.
When was the last time you launched?
Mark Hess does that very well, doesn't he?
A few weeks ago, I did the what did I do last? Well,
Was it the Coda thing last, or was there something else?
Yeah,
after
the
that?
Code one was the last proper one I put out. Yeah, and that was.
But it wasn't technically a launch. It was here. It
None
is.
of mine are.
Right,
They're
so
kind
when
of
was
rolled
the
out.
last actual launch that you did? Was it in the last 10 years?
Oh,
bigger,
2016 probably.
Yeah.
When we did Evergreen
Chroma
Income.
Code.
Things,
When we did Chroma Code.
Oh, we did Chroma Code. Yeah, Chroma
Right.
Code was after that,
Gosh,
but still a long time ago.
that was ages ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that may be the Pylon project in 2018.
2018. Pardon.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, but you set up your members area, didn't you? Your
Yeah, but, I
Society
mean
11.
that's been going donkey years now. Hasn't it?
2016.
2016. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And what have you got? How many members have you got in there? It's usually 300.
216.
316.
We could have 2 more tonight if they'd actually join.
And how much is that per month?
37.11.
Oh, there you go.
And what's founder's price? What's the founder's deal?
That was it. There isn't one. There never has been.
Oh. Go on, Richard. You join for the both of us. No, maybe we probably should, to be fair.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. I think that's where
We've been adding
back
a
in
bunch
the
of
arena
software and
again.
stuff today.
What if we're a husband and husband team?
We'll talk to you. We'll sort something out.
All right.
We have done deals with partnerships before, like
Oh,
Yes.
like when my brother joined, we let Robert in with him for a while.
The first time I came into it is because Chris was a member,
Yeah.
and then I got my own membership fairly quickly afterwards.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like anything. You should only be part of it if you think it's going to be a benefit to your business.
How is Fred? I haven't heard or seen anything from him for a long
I
time.
haven't seen.
I
anything
don't
from
hear a
him for
lot
ages.
from him now.
Right.
Mark
His dog died,
heard
and
was
he
doing it.
found that hard. It was the last time I had any word from him. He
Mm,
was struggling with that. His little dog died. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
'Cause he was-
That was a
heard
long
lot
time
from
ago,
him.
though, as well, wasn't it?
He was
That
quiet as a mouse. Then all of a sudden he had a hub site, and he was fucking killing it, wasn't he? Doing really
Yeah,
well.
and then he got drawn into a whole lot of bullshittery because he follows Arun quite carefully and like rides his coattails. And
Yeah.
Arun was going off on one about a Mark Hess thing, and they all ended up cutting off their nose and fight their face over it. It was ridiculous
Right.
state of affairs. I piped up during it all. There's no winners in this. You're all losing here by doing this. None of you are winning. Most of them haven't spoken to me much since.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
just pointing out the truth. No one gained from that situation. Everyone came out a bit worse off.
Everyone was a loser that.
But as Jimmy Kim once said, thank you, Andy, for pointing out the shit that's in the industry. You know, you call it out as it is. That's why people call you the honey badger. And I don't know if they still do.
I'm not as bad as I mean. I don't go.
You've
I'll
toned it down
just
a
point
bit.
it out. I just go that shit, innit? I'm not going to even get involved anymore. The thing is, I
Right.
used to get involved, and I don't. now.
I think
not
that's
worth
the
it.
best thing to do.
Not
Though, isn't it?
profitable.
As soon as you start to get involved, then
Not like
you just get pulled
Mr.
into the
Mr.
same
Hitman.
crap.
Mr. Hitman used to get himself in some scrapes, didn't he? Like that
Yes.
was a
Many
little
and
bit more,
varied,
a little
yeah.
bit more confrontational, should we say?
Well,
I mean, that's hurt me in many respects because there are people who I can't now approach.
Automatically
Still.
Hey,
associate.
look, I'm
Still.
using your product.
Mm,
Yeah, still, yeah.
Wow.
But it is what it is. So you know.
Well, this is geezer wise. This is Fred's page right now. I'll share it real quick. And one thing I don't like on it is there's an immediate. It's already paid out millions. Really,
Mhm.
Fred? Then you would be doing extremely well. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a mastermind and a vault. What are they?
Well, this is going through OLSP system, so we know what that is now.
Oh,
Mr.
right.
Crow.
Yes.
Wayne
It
Crows.
Yep, Wing Crow. So
So
this is
that's
his
him sharing
user
his link
voice.
then.
So let's go to the vault.
Magic Link is
I bet you that's
Wayne
just
as well.
yeah.
So he's
But it's-
basically just become a giant affiliate for Wayne Crow stuff.
For Wing Crow.
Looks
All
like
right.
it.
Yeah. Geezer wise.
So Wayne Crow system has user wise has them. So just my thought.
Ah, you know, if it's making money doing it. So.
Yeah. Well. Okay.
You know, I can make money going up to a glory hole, but you don't see me doing it.
Because you only go out at night when no one's watching you.
I'm not going to sleep.
Don't tell
tonight,
my
am I?
secrets.
Just too scared.
Don't tell
Just
my
sat
I'm not.
on bed.
I'm not sure you would make that much, you know, Kurt.
It's a little
Depends
cold.
where you are.
It's a little chilly here. It's below freezing. Someone's bound to be looking for something warm.
Well, you know yourself better than we do.
Whereabouts in the States are you, Kurt?
Deep,
Smack
deep.
dab in the middle,
Yeah.
Missouri.
Missouri.
It's not. It's in Tennessee.
It's not Tennessee.
Well, those places aren't even that close. So.
Well, actually, Tennessee neighbors Missouri. Missouri has 8 states that it neighbors.
Missouri.
But yeah, I'm in the smack dab in the middle of Missouri, in the middle of the United States. We're called flyover country.
Oh.
Do you remember Bullseye that was on in the UK in the 1980s?
Look what you could have won.
Speedboat. Look at what you could have won, and it was a speedboat. Well,
Yeah.
they live
I live in a
Missouri.
high-rise
They
in
might as well live.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
live in a
Yeah,
high-rise.
yeah.
Take it back, lads. Take it back. Bum, bum, ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, ba-dum.
They always had boats. I never understood
But
why.
a speedboat, a caravan, and a mini.
But I
That's
tell
what
you, nothing beats the hilarious things when they had a girl in a wheelchair and they gave her a treadmill.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Wow.
Yeah. Even though you live in the Isle of Wight, we'll ship it to you.
See, there we go.
Oh, there we go,
Missouri's
Missouri. Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm in the middle of Missouri. So.
What's Alaska doing down there? That's wrong.
And it's also 2/3 the size of the United States.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Alaska is invading Mexico or something.
Yeah.
No, that's
It's about to
Hawaii.
attack the
Hawaii
Enterprise
is.
is what it's doing. What's it doing down there? No wonder the Americans are so like
When did they
they
move
don't know
from
any other
Hawaii?
I watched this brilliant thing on Netflix called Alaskan Bush People. Fantastic show. Episode 1. It's a family of
Not
people
true.
who live.
It's not.
It-
It's the
I
exact
don't
same
care.
shit that they
It
did with the
doesn't
Amish mafia.
I don't care. It's just funny. I think episode 1, there's this family that's meant to live in the middle of nowhere. That's the whole thing. And they're in their car. I don't know why. They're in their car
Living-
traveling to their new thing. And they have a flat tire. And the voiceover says, and now they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. And I thought, they live in the middle of nowhere. How is that a thing?
It's all fake, though, isn't it? This reality
Well,
TV.
Pretty much.
In Alaska, you could still claim land up there.
Yeah.
You have to
I
live
think that
on
was
it.
their
after-
thing.
Nobody fucking wants
You have to live on that land for X number
Live
of
in it
years.
for 30
you
years
can
or
work.
something. And then, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you go off of it for any length of time, it goes back to the government.
Well, fair dues. I mean, who the fuck wants to live in Alaska for 30 years so they can get a bit of land?
Series
Well-
1, which was they built a cabin.
Oil companies.
They got shot at when they were in their cabin, so they left their cabin. Then they bought a boat, and the boat sunk. This is over 5 episodes. It's just
I've got to
incredible.
watch this
but
crap.
It's
This sounds
great fun. It's
ridiculous.
absolute crap, but it's great fun.
What's it on?
Netflix.
Discovery, I think. Well, it was
It's
originally on
on
Discovery Channel.
Netflix UK.
No.
What's it called?
Alaskan
Bush
Bush People.
Yep.
I'm going to
Alaskan
go
Bush.
with it.
It wasn't quite what I
Never
expected, to
heard
be fair.
I don't know if I can get it out here, but I'll have a look.
There it is. Recently added Alaskan. There's 2 seasons of this crap.
There is, yeah, but the first season's really short.
The second season,
Well,
then
there's
next
another-
door in Hawaii.
I stopped
There's
watching
another
the first part of
one-
the second season because it was all just recaps of what they were
Ooh, I
going
might
to do
watch that.
and
That was good.
what they'd
There-
already done. So it just
There's another series very similar to that called Swamp People, and they go out hunting alligators.
Is that based in DC?
is that based on Swamp?
No,
People?
it's
Is it
actually
just a guy living in a tree.
Louisiana, Florida.
14 seasons,
Mississippi.
man.
14 seasons of what? Swamp People.
Alaskan Bush People was 14 seasons.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they've
Well,
been there
there's
14 years.
There's only,
16 to
there's only 2
go.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've got 16 years to go. Then the land's theirs.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, season 1 was filmed in 2015. So,
Go look up Swamp People.
No, it's 2014. Whenever I
Yeah.
hear Mazurika, all I can picture is Cam from Modern People going, "Sui, you know, that's all
That's
I
Arkansas. That's Arkansas. That's also the home of the
Nice.
toothbrush.
think.
Because
Missouri.
that's Arkansas. They're the Razorbacks. We're Missouri. You got to show us everything because we don't believe a fucking word you say. That's where the
Right.
show me state comes into play.
The
Number
Ozarks.
2,
There's a gun in every cabinet, isn't there? Gun in
absolutely.
every pocket.
Right next to me. Yes,
There.
absolutely. Why? Because you keep what you kill. Haven't you watched Riddick? Come on, that's what Riddick's based off of the state of Missouri.
Jesus. It's a bit of an aggressive way to get married, isn't it?
That's
One
right.
time,
Keep-
I was on with Kurt, and I said, "How many guns you got in your house?" He showed 3 guns to me. I was terrified. It's like, nah,
Why are
never
you
been
terrified?
used. We're not
'Cause
used to it. It's not
British.
something that, it's not something we're exposed to.
You got to
anything.
think.
It's just a way of
Well,
life.
here's
you
the
know.
thing. This is the reason why our government is afraid of us, and yours isn't afraid of you. You can't even have a knife with a point.
We are scared. of our
Ours isn't
government
smart
'cause they're
enough to be
bullshit
afraid
right
of
now.
anything.
we're
Yeah.
allowed a small stick.
Yeah.
My sticks
Oh,
just
dear.
go bang. It's
You're
my
allowed a big stick
boom
in the
stick.
country. And
We have surprisingly few stick deaths in the UK every year.
Yeah, it's just
No,
military.
you got
Suicide
some
bombers.
people that walk around with hatchets and hack people's heads off, though. That's fun.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's
Anyway,
just the
if
it's just the
you're
boat
currently
people we're
watching
scared
us
of.
on YouTube, you're not anymore.